Hi, this is Chris with Supercycles and Scooters. The purpose of this video is to show customers the differences between these two particular 800 watt scooters. The first one here on the left is the Super Turbo 800 Elite, the true model, sold by Supercycles and Scooters. The one on the right is the company that's trying to rip off our name and is actually trying to use the same name on their product as what we do. And of course the reason they're doing this is because if you do any internet searches for reviews on the Super Turbo 800 Elite, it's got fantastic reviews. You won't find an electric scooter on the market that has reviews as good as ours. And that's the reason why they're doing that. But in this video we're going to show you what you get as far as for the money with the original one from Supercycles and then the knockoff version from this particular company. At first glance, looking at the boxes, just comparing the boxes, which is not a big deal, but it is when it comes to shipping and whether the product gets to you damaged or undamaged. As you can see, this particular one, it does not use a lid. It has very cheap straps that are glued. So these straps, when lifted up on, will break very easy. So when UPS or FedEx is trying to deliver this package, these straps will end up breaking on them. And the cardboard also feels a lot cheaper. From the one from Supercycles and Scooters, this is a double lid box. If you can see, there's this whole lid comes over and there's a second one underneath. These straps are much thicker. They use metal banding, so when the package gets to you, if the carrier decides to use these straps as a handle, they will not break. So this is a lot better box. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to unbox each one of these. We'll start off with the one from the knockoff company to the right, and we'll just go one step at a time. And then we'll come back over to the one from Supercycles. So we're basically going to show you what you get for your money, all the way down to batteries, tires, you name it. We're going to show it to you. Okay, we've got the first electric scooter opened up from the knockoff company. Just under first impressions, what I've noticed, they don't even use a real logo. It just says 800 watts. It's from no company or anything. There's no phone number, no contact or anything on this sticker. The paint is just a flat black paint, cheap paint. I can see that the front tire isn't even on this scooter compared to the one from us from Supercycles and Scooters. The front tire is already on it. They're already inflated. Batteries have been tested. Charger's been tested, tires have been inflated as far as on the one from Supercycles and Scooters. I can see that this one has not been repackaged. This is just straight from the factory. So now we're going to go over to the one from Supercycles and so you can see the difference as soon as you open up the box. Okay, I've got the box opened up from the scooter from Supercycles, and I decided to use a red scooter so you won't get as confused when I start switching back and forth between the two. We offer 3 colors. Sometimes we offer some rarity colors. You got to call on those. Sometimes we'll offer like a yellow, silver, and blue, but you have to call first to make sure we have those in stock. As you can see, we use high grade paint. This is a glossy paint. We have a headlight, and the tire, the front tire is already attached, and you can immediately see that we use a completely different suspension in the front. So these are things you can notice right out of the box. We have a lot of styrofoam in our box to help protect against damage. From what I can see so far, it is double boxed, but that's not going to prevent things from moving around in the box and hitting each other. So I don't, me personally, I don't think this is the better way to go as far as packaging. Having styrofoam in the box is a lot nicer than not having any styrofoam at all. Okay, I've got both scooters completely unboxed. All the packaging is removed. I'm going to start going over some of the differences I see immediately right out of the box. Quickly going over the one from Super Cycles and Scooters. There's no damage to anything on this scooter. The tires are already inflated. There's a difference between the seat on the one from the knockoff company. They do use a cheaper seat. Not that big of a deal. Ours includes the free LED headlight. You can see it is branded, has our website, has our phone number on it, and even has our name brand on it. Super Turbo 800 Elite. The front shocks are different. The front brakes are different compared to the knockoff model. Slightly different grade tires. Our tire has a deeper tread and they're inflated right out of the box. Coming over to the one from the knockoff company. Straight out of the box, there's damage to this pole. Paint damage, looks like it's from the factory. Like I said, you can see there's a difference in the seat. And I'll put both seats side by side. Looks like their seat is slightly smaller. Our seat kind of goes in. Their seat bubbles out. Ours is silver on the side and on the back. Theirs is just silver right here, I guess, on the upper sides. Like I said, there's a difference in the thickness and the tread. I try to do my best so you can see that in the camera. This is their tread. Coming back over, that is our tread. The tires are marked the same size on both tires. So I think on their listing on eBay and on their website, they advertise it as a bigger tire. It's not. Technically, it's the same size, but ours has thicker treads, so ours is a higher quality tire. I noticed on this side there is paint damage or paint defect on this side. Hopefully you can see that in the video. Try to put a light on it, but there is definitely a paint defect here. This might be a little bit dark on this side, but there you go. Now you can see it. So there's a paint defect on the right side. Other than that, the scooter from the knockoff company looks like it's in decent shape. Coming closer over here, you can see all they say is 800 watts. They do not call it the Super Turbo 800 Elite. Same thing over here. So again, anybody that buys this scooter, it's not the same scooter. It's not our scooter. All the reviews that you read on the Super Turbo 800 Elite is not on this scooter. Front tire is not on. Completely different front suspension. This front suspension, the reason why we don't use this front suspension, because it's really not a suspension at all. It's so stiff. And then the brakes. And I'll go in more detail on this when we assemble both scooter. But these brakes are really like not having any brakes at all in the front. They're extremely hard to adjust, and a couple other reasons too. But there you go. You can kind of see this one. And again, we'll go back to ours. And as you can see, glossy paint. There's absolutely no defects. Ours even has a serial number that shows Super Turbo 800 Elite. I could not find a serial number on this particular model at all. So which I actually think is illegal, that you're supposed to have a serial number on all products. Okay, we're going to go ahead and assemble both of them. I'm not going to show the assembly in the video. I think it's just simply going to take too long. So we'll assemble them both, and I'll let you know how much time we had in each one. Okay, we've got both scooters assembled. For the one from Super Cycles, the Super Turbo 800 Elite, is going to take the average person about maybe 10 minutes to assemble. All you have to do is put on the handlebars, the headlight, the seat pole, and the seat, and that's it. Well, you have to install the fuse as well, but that's nothing. The one from the knockoff company took us about 20 minutes because of having to install the front tire which takes a little bit more tools than what they give you, and could possibly take somebody a little bit more mechanically inclined to make sure it's in there aligned right and that the brakes are in there correctly. So none of that which you have to worry about on the true Super Turbo 800 Elite. You can almost see a difference in tires immediately. You know, the one from Super Cycles actually looks a little bit bigger. It's probably because, again, it's a higher quality tire and thicker tread. I'm going to try to go from the back to the front. Pretty similar from the back. Almost the same brakes. Slightly different shocks as far as the shocks from the competing company. They look a little bit smaller. They're from another factory. We've already been over the seat. Coming over to the other one. Again, smaller seat. Up top, going into the handlebars, we use a two-mode throttle. In this particular model, the newest model has a thumb throttle, which we may or may not keep. But when the button is pushed in, it's in econo mode. This mode will allow parents to govern the scooter to slow it down. It also, you know, will help you gain more distance per charge compared to when it's in turbo mode. So when the button's out, you're in turbo mode, so it'll allow full speed up to 25 miles an hour. When it's pushed in, reduces it about 35-40%, so anywhere between like 15-16 miles an hour at reduced torque. So it simply will greatly increase your distance per charge. It's a power conserving mode and a governing mode. Compared to the one from the knockoff company, they don't use the thumb, which again we may go back to something similar to this, but it won't look like this. But there's no, you know, 2-speed. There's no turbo econo mode on this particular one. Doesn't have the headlight compared to our model does. I'm going to probably pause the video and so you can see ours with the headlight on. Okay, I've got the throttle on. A lot of people have questions as far as how this works and why all 3 lights are on. Think of it like a cell phone battery. When this light goes off, you're down to about medium. Then this light goes off, then you're down to about, you know, a quarter. So the lights actually go off as the battery drains. There's a view of the LED headlight that comes included on our model. And again, theirs has no headlight at all. I'm going to start showing you the front end. Put the seat pull back in this one. Okay, huge difference is in the front. This, you know, we went to this suspension for a couple reasons. It's a lot more stable. The scooter doesn't feel shaky at, you know, the higher speeds because this comes out a little bit more. You know, it's just a lot more stable, so you won't feel any shaking left or right. When the suspension is activated, you know, when you hit a bump, the whole thing swings down. These arms pivot, which is just very, very smooth. We were also able to use the same brakes on the back. We were able to use those brakes on the front as well. This braking system is so much better. It's a lot easier to adjust. It's a lot smoother. Coming over to the knockoff